Welcome back. In the last video, I saw that the screen was not moving, audio was there, but the screen was not showing properly in the end. So I'm creating the video related to that only. And there we had covered mostly retry logic and rate limiting was not there. So let me just resume from where you can see retry Resilience4j. So till here we had covered, and this is the normal scenario for the retry where we have fallback method hits when declared at retry level, and in this case retry mechanism takes the circuit breaker with exception, and this exception response and considered as failure by retry. So retry happens as expected. Okay, so if you have come to this video, just go to the previous video because there we have covered retry logic. Okay, so here you can see the simple scenario is like, if here circuit breaker, we have moved this fallback method from circuit breaker, then it and written it in retry level, then what is going to happen, this circuit breaker would fail because there is no fallback method, right? And we have our payment service is not running intentionally, we have kept it down, and it would not respond, this endpoint would not give any response. So what would happen, the circuit breaker would look for a fallback method, but there is no fallback method, right? We have not mentioned it. So circuit breaker will fail with an uh, exception, that is, that exception is treated with retry as a failure, and then retry would happen. So just let me show it here. This is the normal scenario, my user service is up and running. Let me clear the logs. Just let's send a request. You can see circuit breaker will fail. First retry would happen, then fallback method would be called. Yeah, here you can see exponential backup, retry happened, and then inside fallback method only after that. Cool. So this is the last scenario which was remaining. Earlier we had this fallback method at circuit breaker level. Cool. Now let's move to the rate. You see rate limiting in a resilient system. Okay. So sometimes you can get interview question like, what is resilient system and how to make a system resilient. So resilient, if you can see Resilience4j, its name is also there, right? Resilient system. So what is resilient system? If you can see here, this is the official GitHub page for Resilience4j. So here you can see fault tolerance library designed for functional programming. This is Resilience4j is a lightweight fault tolerant library designed for functional programming. It is taken from Netflix histories, but mostly for functional programming. And you can see a system can be resilient on by using circuit breaker, rate limiter, retry, or bulkhead. So what is resilient, right? What is by definition? So let's see. Resilience, not Resilience4j. I want to show you resilience. Normal definition. Resilience means रोग आदि से संभलने का सामर्थ्य. You can see लचीलापन, no? If we talk about in English, what it is, resilience is improvement, ability to bounce back. This is the perfect word. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from tough situation, stress, or bad luck, right? Similar way in system, if an application is down or going through rough phase, right, then there should be bouncing back capability in that system. And how we can achieve that? By using Resilient4j or Netflix Strix, right? So here you can let me open some diagram. You can see here Resilience4j. On the right side you can see Resilience4j is here, and it is to make a system resilient. What we have to do, we have to implement circuit breaker and then rate limiter, bulkhead, retry, time limiter. So we have covered circuit breaker in one video, rate limiter in another. Now we are going to cover retry. Okay. So what is retry? Retry is basically trying the request once it failed. Retrying the request once it fails. What does it mean? Okay, we have covered retry, right? So I would not repeat that. We would go to the rate limiter. So what is rate limiter? Rate limiter is like if you have a lot of requests sending in particular time. Suppose in 10 seconds we have our server has capability to handle only 5 requests. Then if we enter 6 requests, that would fail, right? So we have to avoid that failing. So what we can do, we can rate limit our request like after 5 seconds, no request should go. They can be queued, they can be somewhere in memory and then retry it later, but there should be some limiting. Okay. So that is rate limiting. So rate limiting, let me open that also. Rate limiting. So here by proper definition you can say rate limiting is a cyber security and system design technique that restricts the number of requests a user or service can make to an API to our server within a specific time frame. It protects infrastructure from overloading, prevents abuse, DDoS or brute force, and ensures service availability. So basically, it makes server available by protecting infrastructure from overloading, right? Prevents abuse. There are different techniques or algorithm. You can see token bucket, fixed window counter, sliding window algorithm, leaky bucket and token bucket are very popular one. You can go through that. Now let me show here just the way how we can achieve the rate limiting in the in application Spring Boot application using Resilience4j. So first of all you have to add a dependency. You can see here this dependency Resilience4j rate limiter. Once this dependency is downloaded, we have to add some features here, some configurations in the application.yml file. You can see rate limiter, then instance, and then payment rate limiter. This is the name of the instance. This should match with the class where we are going to use some annotations related to rate limiter. Okay, the name should be same, just like here you can see we have retry then name is equal to payment service. This name should match here only. This is the name of the instance. This is the mapping actually. Other than that, there's no relation. Okay. This is not related to the payment service here. This service name. This is nowhere related to that. This is just a name instance for this rate limiter. Okay, then you can see there are three some configuration. I have written three. Limit for period. What does this mean? Max 5 requests. Only 5 requests are allowed. In which time period? The time request period is 1 second. Here I have written 1 second. In 10 seconds, 5 requests are allowed. Okay. Every 10 seconds window we have. Every 10 seconds, 5 requests are there. Then again 5 requests would be able to hit this service. Okay. And then time out duration is 2 seconds. Wait time if limit exceeded. Suppose a max limit is 5 requests. So if 6 requests comes within 10 seconds only, then what would happen in that scenario? The request have to wait, and it would not be sent on the payment service. So let me show the diagram again. What I want to say. Here you can see. Suppose 5 requests are coming. Okay. Suppose 5 requests are coming and we have a window of 10 seconds. In that case, 5 requests are coming and they are allowed. But if 6 requests come within the 10 seconds window, then what would happen? So in that scenario, the request would be either sorry, the request either would be dropped or queued somewhere. There should be some mechanism, something like that, but it would not hit to payment service. Five requests are there. Five requests would within 10 seconds they would reach to the payment service, but six requests would be failed. That would not send on payment service so that it can avoid sending a lot of requests. Okay, so this is rate limiting. There are algorithms. We have leaky bucket, token bucket, other kind of algorithms. You can go and read that. Okay, so this is rate limiting, what I've told. If we have, why we are doing that, why we are limiting, just to avoid this over overloading, or you can say uh, just to avoid a lot of requests, so that when this, so that it does not fail. So this payment service does not fail. Why? Because suppose this limit, there would be some limit like 10 seconds per 10 requests per second it can handle. If we fire 20 requests per second, then if we set a lot of services, then what would happen? There can be a scenario like payment service won't respond, right? It won't respond or can't handle these requests because it can handle only 10 requests, but other 10 requests would be failing, and that we do not want. We want that all the requests should get response, right? So 10 requests first, they should be getting chance, and if they get chance they should execute successfully, and after that the remaining 10 uh, 10 requests should be somewhere, maybe queued somewhere. They are waiting in line, and now when they get chance after some time, which is suppose here 10 seconds, so after some time they would get chance, and then they would go and hit the payment service and come with response. So this way what we are doing, we are avoiding a lot of requests here and processing and failure of this payment service, so that we are not overloading it and it can handle within its capacity. So the capacity of this server is limited to handle a lot of how much requests it can handle. To avoid or overloading that service, we use rate limiting. I hope you got it. Now how we achieve this rate limiting? Just a simple configuration. I have shown it here, and now look at this one. You just need to write use at the rate limiter annotation. Okay, and you can see just here this is coming from Resilience4j itself. So we have this instance name. You see what I was talking? This instance name, suppose xyz is here, then in the application properties here, after instances, you can see this is the name of instance. Here should be xyz. So it can be anything. I have written payment rate limiter. You can write anything, it's your choice. And then we have a fallback method for rate limiter, and this fallback method is rate limiter fallback. A different method we have, you can see rate limiter fallback. So this method would be hit when rate limiter sees this scenario. Okay, so we have rate limit exceeded, https 4292 many requests if this fallback is triggered. Okay, so now just let me show this in this scenario. In the configuration, what will happen? The request would be rate limit, right? So just let me show you the configuration, where it is application.yml. Okay, so we have maximum 5 requests, right? And if you see okay, this service is running. Just let me hit from the this one and let's see the response. Okay, what the response we get. Let me restart it. Actually retry logs are there. Just I wanted to run it in debug mode, but it's okay. So we will see this rate limiter to be sorry, rate limiter in action. Yeah, this service is up and running. Just hitting it. You can see when we hit it, the rate limit exceeded. This fallback method is, you can see this fallback method is triggered first time only, rate limiter, and the response should go to https 429. Cool. So it just went there. Let me remove circuit breaker and retry, because we want to observe only rate limiter. Okay, so just let me stop the server. Let us have our payment service always success. Let me have our controller, where it is, payment controller. I want success, right? Every time I want success, I do not want any exception. So also let me update this URL, payment slash, it is going to be success, right? If you observe, let me show you again. You can see here the URL is slash payment and then slash success. So we are, every time we want success, we are not failing, we want our uh, payment service to be responding successfully. Okay, so we will see the rate limiting. Let me just run it. Let me run it in debug mode. We can see that if our API is hitting here or not. I think user service is up and running. Yeah, it is running on 7070, and our payment service, it is running on 7071. Okay, so these are the configuration of the payment service, nothing more, nothing less. Dependencies you can see here only. These are the dependencies, nothing more, nothing less. Simple payment controller, simple Spring Boot service, nothing, only two classes. And now we have disabled retry and circuit breaker. Now what we want to see rate limiting, right? So just let's send some message. Let's see if we get success or 4 to 9 many requests. It is getting many. It is getting fallback method triggered. I don't see the successful response. What is happening here? It is rate limiting the first request only. It should not do that, I think. Okay, it is getting success. Sometimes it is getting success. Sometimes it is getting, it is rate limiting. Suppose, okay, 5 seconds it is waiting. Rate limit exceeded, rate limit exceeded. Okay. Sometimes we are able to see the success. Basically our rate limiter is working, right? Because this fallback method is working, rate limiter fallback. So this fallback method is getting triggered inside fallback method, not this one, rate limit exceeded, and then this HTTPS code is being returned in case of rate limiting. And in case of success, you can see this payment success method from the payment service, it is coming, this payment success. Okay, so rate limiting is basically, it is limiting the request every time. When you can see, not here, in application.properties we have this configuration, right? So maximum 5 requests per 10 seconds it is expecting. We are sending, but first one is already it is picking as rate limiting. So for 10 seconds I think it is holding, it is waiting for 10 seconds. Only after 10 seconds I think it would send the request. Yeah, just if I would have some timer, let me say some timer. Timer. Mhm. Just by guess, suppose Google, let me see a timer. Okay. Cool. Let me do one thing. What is the name of this one? Timer clock, Google clock, right? So what I can do, let me pull it out into the half screen, and I just want to see 10 seconds, right? And here also 10 seconds. Don't worry guys, we are seeing things in a proper way. Okay, just see here. Now what I will do, I will start sending some requests. Where is my IntelliJ? Okay, let me pull it here so that it would be close. Cool. So first let's see what happens. Let me restart the server again. Okay, yeah, server just started. Just starting the timer and then sending the request. Timer is started. Just wait for 10 seconds. I'm just sending the request. One mistake I did. I did the debugger here only. Okay, next time we will see this. Just pause it. Okay, now just start. There would be some variation, 1 second, 2 seconds. Just see. I'm just sending the request. Payment is success. Let me send a lot of messages. Payment success. Send, 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 send. I am not able to simulate multiple requests, right? Every time it is getting success. How I can, let me reconfigure it to lower values so that we can hit the rate limit, because 10 seconds I'm not able to fire 5 requests in 10 seconds with the, you can say, until sorry, this postman. So what we can do, come here, user service. Suppose I have 2 requests. Okay, I'm just configuring it to 2 requests. Only 2 requests are allowed. Let me remove this to 3 seconds. Okay, 3 सेकंड में तो 2 रिक्वेस्ट हिट कर देंगे ना, नहीं हो पाएगा. Let's see. Okay, let's see 3 seconds. Or let me put it 10 seconds. It is great. Time limit for request. Let's see, max 2 requests are allowed. Just restarting it to see the rate limiting. Okay, Mhm. Let me refresh this. We want 30 seconds. No, 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 not like this. But let's go with the stopwatch. That would be better. Okay. Yeah, server is started. Now let's see. We have limited maximum 5 requests it can send in 10 seconds, right? Let's see these values first. What are exactly they mean before going to this one. Okay, just see here in a rate limiter breakdown of the configuration, Resilience4j likely Resilience4j or some similar API. In the rate limiter, you see limit for period 2, the maximum number of requests allowed during one time cycle. That and then what is limit refresh period 10 seconds, the duration of one cycle. Every 10 seconds the permitted request count resets back to 2. Okay, so the duration of one cycle is 10 seconds. In 10 seconds only 2 requests are allowed. Okay, and if there is third request that would be stopped, and timeout duration is 2 seconds. What does mean? The time a thread will wait for permission if the limit has already been reached. If a slot does not open within 2 seconds, then the request will fail. What does this mean? The time a thread will wait for permission to hit the request if the limit has already been reached. So if this two number of requests in 10 seconds has been reached, then it will wait for 2 seconds. If the slot does not open within 2 seconds, the request will be dropped, okay, or fail. So here you can say expected behavior kya hai? In this scenario, what is happening? Allowed traffic, only 2 requests can be processed every 10-second windows. If third request comes in within the same 10-second window, it will wait up to 2 seconds for the limit refresh period to reset or spot to free up. So result क्या है? If no slot opens within 2 second wait time, the third request fail immediately with a rate limiter timeout exception, something like that. Now let's see. Okay, now let's see what we have. This configuration we got to understand what it is this. Now just let me start the timer and we will also send the request. So in 10 seconds we can send 2 requests only, right? Okay, once request came, we send. Okay, 2 seconds. Look at the timer, just pick any time second and then count the 10 seconds. Third request, we have to hit within 10 seconds, but I don't think I'm hitting. That's why every time it is getting success. Just let me pause it. Okay, just 10 seconds में 2 request तो चले जाना चाहिए. Okay, just starting again. Just 2 seconds. Just let me send it here. Timer 10 seconds. Okay, one request sent, second sent, third sent. Actually, Postman is slow. We are not able to hit 2 requests between 10 seconds. Let me remove the window to 5 seconds, 2 seconds to 10 seconds. We need to 5 seconds. Just let's try. If it is not happening in 10 seconds, let me refresh period to be 15. So two requests allowed in 15 seconds, and then if in 15 seconds I would be able to hit the 3 requests, then there should be this rate limiting should be triggered, right? This annotation should trigger, and this fallback method, actually this rate limit exceeded method should be triggered. Okay, here you can see in the logs there's nothing actually in the user service log, nothing related to rate limiting. Earlier we were getting, but that was not correct because for every request it was failing, right? So let's see. So now I'm going to hit. Okay, Your server is started successfully. Let's see, our payment service is also running. Both are running. Cool. Let's send कर लेते हैं इसको. Okay. In 15 seconds, we have to hit 3 requests. Okay, at least. Timer is started. Just count. One request I sent, second request I sent. Response जल्दी से आ जाए यार. Third request I sent. Come. Every time it is getting success. Rate limiting is not hit. Let me restart it. Let me remove the configuration. Then what I can do to achieve this. Not here. One request per 15 seconds, right? Let's do that. I want to give only one request. Okay, one request. One request in 15 seconds. Now let me see if we can handle this. What it is going to do now, only one request can be processed every 15 seconds. So if I send two requests, if I send second request, then in that case what would happen? It will wait up to 2 seconds and the limit refresh period will be reset for our spot frame up. So now we have reduced, right? Instead of 2, the limit period is 1. Okay, let me start. Cool. We want to see this time. I think we would be able to achieve the rate limiting. First request went, and in 15 seconds window we would be able to hit 16 seconds. Oh, we hit it successfully. You can see user service HTTP request 429. Too many requests, please try after some time. Cool guys, you can see what we wanted to achieve. We got it. So in 15 seconds window, one request we were able to send, and for second request what was expected, it could rate limit. It should rate limit, right? Just like here you can see, as per the configuration, what we had tried for two requests in 10 seconds in 10 seconds window duration cycle, but this postman is getting response very slowly, and I was not able to hit or simulate two requests per 10 seconds. That's why I limited it to one request per second. So it did that. Actually the response coming to this client was very slow. It took around 10 seconds, around something like that. So that's why it was happening. I was not able to simulate within 10 seconds. So I increased this window. Okay, so let me do one more thing. Let me increase it to maybe 30 seconds, this window to be 30 seconds, and let's experience one more thing. In 30 seconds we can, let's do it at 40 seconds, right? In 40 seconds at least 3 requests we can expect from postman, like it would get the response, right? 3 times I can hit. So just let me see. Let's simulate this one. So do not comment. So fourth request should be failing within the window of 40 seconds, right? In 40 seconds, if I would be able to fire 4 requests, the fourth request would be failing. 3 requests would be successful, but fourth would be a rate limited, like there should be some status code, HTTPS status code 4 to 9. So this is standard status code for rate limiting. You can use it. HTTP status code 429. It is for rate limiting. Okay, you can remember it. In some interviews, junior developers actually they can get this question. The HTTPS, you can see HTTP status code 429 too many requests is a client side error indicating that error the user or application has expected the number of requests allowed by a server within a specific time frame. Cool. So 429 you can remember it. Now let's see what we're trying to do. We want to hit 3 requests in 40 seconds window time, and if we are hitting the fourth request, then that should be rate limited. What I mean by this, you can see in the diagram. Let me take you this diagram. So in here, if you can see here, from user service to payment service, if we are sending 3 requests in 40 seconds window, here t is 40 seconds now. So just let me take in 40 seconds, if we are able to send the request, it would allow. But fourth request, if we fire from user service to payment service, then it would be rate limited. It should be rate limited. We would see that because we have configured it like this. The fourth request would not be allowed within the window of 40 seconds. Once with 40-second window is passed, then that request can be retried. Okay, they till that time they can be either they can be dropped, or if that requests are very important, then they can be queued and retried later. Okay, this is the same thing I wanted to show you. Now let's see, once again let's come and let's see. I need to fire 3 requests within 40 seconds. Sorry, 4 requests. 3 requests are successful. Okay, 1 2 3 start. First request चले जा भाई, it would be successful. Okay, अरे यार इतना समय लगा, 11 सेकेंड लगा. So it's taking a lot of time. You can see first request 16 seconds, second request, we got, third request we got success. Okay, now this should be retrieved because within 40 seconds we have achieved this, right? uh, this is not rate limiting. Why? Okay, this time it is rate limiting. Let me send it multiple requests then. Success one time, two times, three times. Okay, this time it again triggered. Actually very slow it's taking, but yeah, we are able to hit the for too many requests. Okay, just let me do one more thing. Let me increase this. Why I'm choosing the borderline? Let me put it 60 seconds. Okay, 3 requests only, not 3 requests. I would only choose 2 requests. 2 requests within 60 seconds. Okay, I hope we are able to show the rate limiting. The third request should be rate limited if we are sending it within 1 minute window, yeah, 60 seconds window. Okay, uh, I hope this time it would work as expected. Just let me reset it. It is working, but I'm not able to see as per the configuration, right? Sometimes after 3 requests it is rate limiting, after sometimes after 4 requests it is rate limiting. So that is not expected behavior. Rate limiter is working. We are not going to that. We are going for the configuration point of view. live 2 seconds within 60 seconds, then the third request would be rate limited, and we should get rate limiting this kind of message, right? So service is started. Let me start the timer. 1 2 3 start, and send the request. First request, only 2 requests we have to send, so need not to worry how much. Within 1 minute I think I can fire 3 seconds 3 requests. Second is here, we have the configuration to be, yeah, it is still coming. This request, since it is within 1, it should be kind of failing, right? 4 to 9 kind of request. Awesome, awesome. Now we are successfully able to say, cool guys. So this was I expecting. Now it is working as per expectation, because we increased the window time. Our server is very slow, very less capable. It is only able to handle 2 requests per 60 seconds, or 1 request per 30 seconds, right? So it is now rate limited. Now after 1 minute, once it is passing, then it will make it successful. Now see, it is success scenario, and after third request, just see, it is success, right? The second would be success, the third request, this should again fail, because it is within the 60 seconds window. This should fail. Yeah, it is working as expected. Cool guys. So right now we saw everything about rate limiting using Resilience4j. Cool. That was all I wanted to show you. If you want, let me just wrap the things up. What we did is, we had our, you can see this, we had one created one user service Spring Boot app, payment service Spring Boot app, and then we have Postman client, which we are hitting from Postman to user service, a lot of requests, payment service is up and running, and then we want to see the rate limiting. So we are rate limiting on base of time and number of requests. So the configuration we saw, what configuration we need for rate limiting here, and we understand the meaning of each components which are here. Okay, here only we understand the concept, and then we saw rate limiting in action. Cool. Cool guys, have a great day, and stay tuned to nukkadcode. Bye bye.